what happens when you take color out of the design equation. You add interest with tones and textures.
Hi, my name is Jody. I live here with my husband, Steve, and we bought this place a few years ago. Before we moved in, we changed the floors and the bathrooms and then realized that that's not enough. And I was lucky enough to find Alena. And right away, she understood that I don't really enjoy having too much color in the house. I want to be very comfortable with a lot of textures, but nothing too ornate. Kind of goes with our personality here.
We show you how to create warm and neutral spaces on today's SoFlo home project. Welcome to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra. Today we are stepping inside a home where textures and smart design work together to create sophisticated spaces without relying on color. This 1,500 square foot home has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. It has been completely reimagined with a sophisticated look that proves neutrals don't mean ordinary. Jody, welcome to SoFlo Home Project. I am so excited to finally be sharing the end result of your beautiful project with our viewers.
Well, thanks for having me.
So Jody and her husband Steve are actually also design clients of mine. So this is a special home tour. And now when you guys moved in, before we started working together, you had done some light renovation work to kind of prep the unit for furnishing and things like that.
Before we moved in, we did the floors over again, and the bathrooms I couldn't live with, so we did that. It was soon after I realized how hard it is to downsize from a big house in Weston to this little apartment. That's when you came into the picture. And, you know, I always thank the woman that gave me your card because you were a great fit.
Well, thank you so much. It's been so much fun working with you and Steve. And I think we're talking about designing with neutrals. And like here, that was the directive, right? You wanted to keep it light and bright.
Exactly. I nickname it the 50 Shades of Greige because there is really no color. But, you know, to me, it's color. And when you ask me, what do you want in a home? I said, texture. We love texture. We do not like marble. We don't like glass. I don't want people to walk in here and think they're going to break something. I like it to be comfy.
And I was excited about it because this floor is like the perfect canvas to create with. The larger format tile, it's got texture and a variation of like a warm beigey, almost a taupe undertone. And the kitchen needed to be renovated. So dark cabinetry, I'm thinking back to when we first started, it was always about the wood grain and of course the texture.
Yeah.
And because we're in a condo, we always have limitations within where we can extend for the kitchen.
Right.
We did some modifications, of course, to the upper soffits to fit the new plan. But this part here was my favorite. Taking down the double height counter.
Amazing, yeah. Opening
this up. And this huge like waterfall and seated area. I feel like this is my favorite part of the whole kitchen is this big peninsula here.
Yes, I agree. I spend a lot of time in here.
So do you use this space just as much?
This is my favorite spot in the house.
I finding that table too, like we had to get just the right size, just the right color. And that's actually an outdoor furniture piece that can go indoor, outdoors.
I remember you calling me, saying, you gotta go see this piece.
I found the table, it's the right size, it's the right color with the cabinetry, and we were able to reuse a few pieces from the existing furnishings that you had in here, and these chairs were one of them.
Yes.
For the rest of this kitchen, what I love about it also was that because you guys wanted textures, this countertop, engineered quartz, but like you didn't want heavy veining.
Nope.
Didn't want the marble look. And this gives like a very natural stone look. I felt like was the perfect complement to your floors.
Yeah,
it's
as
almost
soon as
like
I saw it, that was it.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the one.
And I feel like this really kind of started us out in a great way. And the appliances as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Bringing in the darker browns, the bronzy tones, and then paneling the refrigerator. This pantry and built-in fridge, I know this was another big thing because we removed the existing pantry there.
Yes.
And I think it kind of really rounded out the space. And
Definitely.
So with the lighting, and we kept the existing fixture that you had put in here because this fixture was great.
Yeah,
it matched the cabinets.
Did match,
In the past, I felt like pendants were always very widely used. In fact, there are pendants here.
Right.
The decision to eliminate them when we were talking about the lighting, I think was a great one.
Yeah, it kind of gets in the way when you're eating it.
I think this openness is so beautiful. And of course, we kept this sort of darker brown theme going even with the sink. I love the gunmetal, the browns, even the pulls on the cabinets bring in that bronzy brown tone.
Yes, it all matches. It's my favorite place in the house.
And I loved working with you guys because my favorite is I love all neutral spaces as well sometimes. I do love designing with color when I need to. And I feel like the end result really brought together so much warmth, and I hope that you guys experience that when you're in the space. Well, it was so much fun to work with both you and Steve on this, and I can't wait to show the rest of our audience all of the different things we did, and I will catch up with you at the end of our tour.
Perfect.
Coming up, get inspired to create chic spaces where neutral tones take center stage on SoFlo Home Project.
Did you know that you could get Category 5 impact windows and doors for the price of a cup of coffee a day? Hi, I'm Mike Rednauer, Vice President of Sales for USA Windows and Doors. Most window companies out there today will offer you a bare bones, cheap price for a window that just covers basic minimum state requirements. The reason they can give you such a cheap price is because they're giving you a cheap product. Did you know you could upgrade to a Category 5 Miami-Dade approved product, state-of-the-art, for the price of a cup of coffee a day? So think about it. Isn't your family, isn't your home worth an extra couple dollars a day to get the right product at the right price? At USA Windows and Doors, we can get you approved. No money down, no money out of your pocket, no credit check needed in most cases, and we can have your home and your family protected before the end of hurricane season. So give us a call today or find us online at usawindowsanddoors.com.
Come join our family.
Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing to share a peek into one of my design projects that I worked with my clients to create a neutral space, rich and layered with textures. So often when you're designing in a condo, you generally have more of an open floor plan connecting your kitchen, your living room, and your dining room. So it kind of lives as one great room. So the key in kind of creating different zones and kind of carving that out while still connecting the areas is something we always strive for. So here in the kitchen, like ease into the dining space. The challenge here was the angled wall behind me. So before we added this table and the banquette, they had a smaller round dining table, which when you have dining chairs, it pulls it off the wall some. So I love using banquettes, and I suggested that idea to them, and I was so happy they were receptive to it because this saves the most space and creates another beautiful focal point. Then the table. The table was a special piece. So as you see, there's some linear elements in the space and some curved. So we wanted to take a play on that, and we did a nice large radius on the corners, and then it just sort of softens the edge. This was custom made in a material by Neolith. It's a sintered stone, it's 12 millimeter stone, and just something so different and unique. As Jody mentioned, they didn't want glass, they didn't want really shiny materials. So when you're not having a glass tabletop, it kind of eliminates some other options. This was the perfect compromise. This material, it's extremely durable. It is very unique in the finish itself, and it brings all the tones, grounds the kitchen color. But one other thing about it is it's more lightweight. We built a custom wood base, finished it to match the furniture, clad it in this material, and then did the 12 millimeter thick top, custom made and sized. A template is very necessary, so we kind of moved it in, made sure that it worked in person. Often when you're looking at a table on a floor plan, sometimes it feels just right, but over my years in design, I find when you're making custom tables, I always like to show my clients exactly what it's going to feel like. So we had that template there, and it really made it easy to get that perfect size. Another thing that Jody and Steve really wanted was the ability to be able to sit at the dining table and also have the TV on if they're having casual dinner and want the TV on in the background. that was another connecting piece. We're going to show you the living room in just a bit, but where the TV is in the living room does not allow for viewing from the kitchen or the dining room. So now with this new configuration here, we were able to use a frame TV that they could display art on whenever it's not in use. So that solves the problem of having two TVs in close proximity and then also being able to view it from anywhere in the great room of the condo. And another thing we did was add some texture on the walls. When you're mixing different textures and we want to bring in a soft and warm feel, organic elements where it just kind of feels more natural really help that. As you see with the kitchen countertop has an organic feel, this sort of does too. The artwork pieces Jody and Steve found on their own, and I was so excited when they showed me these. It's absolutely the perfect connection to the kitchen cabinet colors, the colors of all the materials that we have chosen for the living space, and then it just brings visual interest. When you're working with neutral tones, often even in the art, you want it to be interesting with depth and textures. So this really kind of completed the whole space. If we want to add plants and we're not adding green, because all the greenery is right out your window. You have water, you have trees. So interior, a suede plant in a taupe color that matches the furnishings. Perfect finishing touch. Up next, smart design ideas that maximize your square footage without sacrificing style on SoFlo Home Project.
You can watch SoFlo Home Project anytime you want with the new Local 10 Plus Platinum app. Watch SoFlo Home Project on your smart TV or smartphone with 48-hour replay and higher quality video playback. And the best part is, it's completely free. Download the Local 10 Plus Platinum app and start streaming SoFlo Home Project today.
So we always talk about how All American Roofing has been around for many years. How many years have you been in business?
37.
Wow.
Don't count my age. Don't add my age onto
That's
that.
amazing. So 37 years helping customers, residential, commercial, all of the different types of roofing that needs work, replacement, repair.
Exactly. We do it all. So All American Roofing is owned by myself and my brother-in-law, Joe. Because we've been in business so many years, we get approached by private equity to try to take over our business. This is happening with roofing companies, plumbing companies, AC companies, pest control companies. These private equity guys that really are just number people are coming in and purchasing these small businesses. The first thing they do is cut staff. You cut staff, you cut service. They cut quality, and that's not for us. We're people that made it through the 2008, 2009, 2010 recession. It was very difficult, but we were able to keep the staff working. My husband, myself, my brother-in-law, we didn't get paid for like 2 years because my husband was like, absolutely nobody gets cut. He was so adamant about keeping the staff. You know, they become like your family. And how are you going to do that to your family? We care about the service.
Yeah.
We care that we're going to be here. We care that we do the job right. If we didn't do the job right, I wouldn't be in business. We own our buildings. This building here is 10,000 square feet. The one next door is 11,000 square feet where we keep a lot of our material. We're not going anywhere. We're going to be here.
Well, thanks for sharing all that great info, and most importantly, how do customers, potential customers, contact you at All American Roofing with questions for estimates and beyond?
Any questions, they can call 954-772-7663 or allamericanroof.com.
Susan, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing our tour through my client's beautiful home here at the Water Garden in downtown Fort Lauderdale. So earlier in the episode, you met Jody. I worked with her and her husband, Steve, on not only furnishing this space, but doing some small renovation as well, like the kitchen and some other areas. When we were designing this space, one of the key directives also was that they wanted to be able to sit on the sofa and also see the water views. So their previous sofa was on this wall and the TV was on this wall. So flipping it allowed for a little bit of a larger area of seating, but the challenge was we need to fit a big TV and we've got a window in front of us. So you could see the water right from here and enjoy that, but we were okay with blocking this small section. How's the best way to treat this? So found this beautiful piece from Bernhardt and it was just the right shade of taupe. It was the perfect connection because it's more open and it's not heavy. So it allows the fact that we're covering a portion of the window to be a little more breathable, some light pokes through at the bottom, and it's just a beautiful piece with all the colors. The rug was one of our starting points. This brings all the colors of the kitchen, the taupes, the 50 Shades of Greige, all of that with a little warm taupe and brings it all together. The sofa brings in leather, brings in chenille, and then boucle textures as well. So layering the tones, pulling from the rug, and then even the art. So I talked about before, art can sometimes have color, but you could also round out a space and bring in the colors of your space. In this case, there's a linen accent here. It's sort of a mixed media. We've got some raised kind of plaster-like detailing in a warm white. And then the frame brings in the tone of the kitchen. We matched those frames so they would match the wood of the kitchen cabinetry, which is right across from us. So connecting and repeating multiple wood elements was important in the space. As you see, the base of the table brings a little wood, the legs of the media console, and to bring the dark tone on this side of the room, the lamps. This was a different spin on doing a end table with a pair of lamps. This kind of brought it to a different look, and I loved the grandness of it. So it really kind of brought so much to the space and texture, right? The layered tables, leather look of the ottoman. This is actually a vinyl, but it brings that leather feel, and a natural stone quartzite table. These are from Adriana Hoyos, and we loved these pieces because of the flexibility. They have an ottoman, they have their coffee table, they could be easily moved, and it adds visual interest. So really the key of connecting these spaces in all neutrals comes down to tying in different textures, layering the tones as well, kind of giving that full gradient of color. And then it creates one warm and inviting space. But we are not done. We have more spaces to see, so stay with us. Coming up, we show you how to create cozy bedrooms with soft layers, warm tones, and rich textures on SoFlo Home Project. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are joined back now by Jody Hahn, the homeowner and also my client. We've been touring through her beautiful home. So Jody, I got to show everyone the living room and the dining room and all of the beautiful spaces with neutrals and textures. So now I wanted to bring you back so we could talk a little bit more about how this continued into all of the sleeping quarters. So we have 2 other bedrooms for your daughters when they're here in town, and then also the primary bedroom.
I always want the girls to have a room to come back to. Everybody needs their own space.
Yes.
That's why I needed the 3-bedroom. And like, why not just stay with the color palette? And then of course, no one complained about color being wrong because it's all the same.
Right, everyone.
Yeah.
So, but what's your favorite color? We've kind of hit it all. We got all the neutrals. Anything can work with it.
Exactly.
Right?
And then one of them needs a desk. So when she comes home, she has to work from home. But then the other one didn't want a desk, so that's where the little bit of a difference.
Because those rooms are both pretty much similar in size.
Right.
So that was our only design directive there.
Exactly.
So now when it came to your bedroom, you actually did have some pieces you had here already. We had the bed, the nightstand, and of course the double dresser, which I think really must have given you a lot of storage.
A lot of storage that we don't have in the closet.
And what I loved about that when we were starting the design was the wood tone. So kind of is very similar to what was chosen for the kitchen and all the other furnishings in the living spaces. So we talk about like that continuity. It brought that beautiful wood tone throughout your home.
Right.
So starting with this, we layered in the bedding and of course the stone accents and the lamps. Those are some of my favorite pieces in this room.
Yeah, mine too. The right color.
Yes, so we can't go wrong. The right neutral, but like it's nice because we have like a walnut travertine on that lamp, and this one's more of a silver travertine. We got gray, a little ivory.
When we saw it, we knew that was the right one.
Yes, and then kind of match some of the bedding in, and I love that it repeats here. All the colors in the lamp kind of come down to all the bedding details.
Yes, it all matches.
So, you know, we talked about textures being the visual interest. We didn't bring pattern in here either,
Right.
right? We've got wallpaper, no pattern, just texture.
Bit on the picture.
Yeah, you know, the art behind us was one of the pieces we chose. And that is like kind of, again, brings in all the different colors.
Yeah, I love it.
When it comes to bedding, I feel like layering just with great texture here, again, because we didn't do overt pattern. There's not like the pattern is the texture.
Right.
Very subtle, kind of freeform pattern. I love this quilting.
Yes.
And it just looks so comfy too.
Yeah, which is what I wanted throughout the whole house, just a comfy feel.
The beauty of, to me, neutrals is that in time, if you get tired of saying, oh, maybe I want to add a little bit of color, you always can. And I'm going to come back. I'd like to come back when it happens. We'll do another one of the episodes. We'll see, talk about adding color to neutrals. Adding color to your neutral spaces is easy. But I love this. It was just so much fun working with you and Steve throughout this project.
You made this whole process as fun as it could possibly be.
Thank you so much. I feel the same. You guys are the most amazing clients. It was such a great team effort, and I loved working with you both.
Same with you.
So I hope that you guys enjoyed a peek into the design process of how bringing in neutral tones and rich textures can equal sophisticated and comfortable interiors for your home. And we look forward to seeing you again next week for another all-new episode of SoFlo Home Project right here on Local 10. And remember, there's no place like SoFlo Home. If you missed any part of this episode, or if you're looking for more design inspiration, make sure to check out all episodes online at SoFloShows.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media on Facebook and Instagram.
This has been a presentation of WPLG Local 10, the leader in local SoFlo programming.